In this video, we're going to go through on Singapore Chinese Girls School end of year examination, Primary 5 Mathematics Paper 2. So let's get started on the first question. Okay, in the figure below, A, B, and PQ are straight lines. So find angle X. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the straight lines. That's what you see over here. Okay, so find angle X, right? So angle X, we basically just get 180 and minus 54 and 27 degrees over here. So angle X is, I'm going to put here, angle X is equal to 180 and then minus 54 minus 27. Okay, so we're going to use the calculator. All right, so 180 minus 54 minus 27. Okay, and this will give us 99 degrees. So I see over here. Okay, there you go, 99 degrees. Okay, let's go for angle Y. So angle Y, basically you see 27 degrees, right? So angle Y, so opposite angles are the same. So in this case, angle Y is 27 degrees. So angle Y is equal to angle A something, yeah. All right, so angle Y is 27 degrees. That's what I see over here. All right, let's move on to the next step or the next question. Okay, Mrs. Chu book baked some tarts and muffins. After giving away 1/4 of her tarts and 1/7 of her muffins, she has the same number of tarts and muffins left. What is the ratio of the number of tarts to the number of muffins? So when you see this kind of like same number of tarts and muffins left with fractions, then what you need to do is you can just use the what do you call this same fraction concept. Okay. So in this case over here, so tarts left is equal, so tarts given away is equal to 1/4. Tarts left is equal to 1 minus 1/4. This will be 3/4. Okay, and then after that, this is muffins given away is equal to 1/7, right? And then muffins left is equal to 1 minus 1/7. This will give you 6/7. So in this case over here, we need to make the step 1, make numerators the same. So in this case, if I were to convert this to 3 out of 4, then this is tarts, then 6/7, right? So 3 out of 4 tarts is equal to 6 out of 7 in this case over here. All right, so this is muffins. So basically what we need to do is we need to multiply the numerator to 2 to get the same make the numerators the same. I'm gonna put this over here. Okay, I think this is fair enough. Yep. Okay, so then with that we also need to multiply the denominator as well. Okay, and not by 3, by 2 as well. I don't know why I need to change that, but like this. Okay, so in this case, this will then become 6 out of what for the tarts. Okay, so it's 6 whoops, 6 out of 8. Next step is to step 2, convert to units, right? So convert to units. So in this case over here, right, the ratio of units, so basically tarts in this case is equal to 8 units, and then muffins is 7 units. All right, so from here we already can get the answer. So let me see if I can move this a bit more like that. All right, very good. Okay, and then step 3, Okay, step 3, solve. So in this case, we want the tarts to muffins. Okay, in this case, so tarts to muffins. So tarts is 8, and then muffins is 7. So the answer is 8 is to 7. In this case over here. So yep, there you go. The answer is 8 to 7. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Question number 3. A printer prints 684 pages in 38 minutes. How many pages can the printer print in an hour? So over here, 38 minutes, okay, is 684. So 1 minute is equal to R 684, and then we divide this by 38, right? Use our calculator. Where's my calculator? 684, and then we divide by 38. This gives us 18 pages, right? So this is pages, right? So then 1 hour. So we know that 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. So 60 minutes, how many pages would be 60 times 18, right? So what would this give us? 100, 101, 10 something, 60, 1080, 80 pages. So there you go. So the answer is 180 pages in this case over here. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 4. The figure below shows a circle inside a rectangle. The ratio of the area of the circle to the area of the rectangle is 3 is to 19. The area of the unshaded part is 40 centimeters square. What is the area of the rectangle? Okay, so we know area of circle is equal to 3 and 3 units and area of rectangle is equal to 19 units. So unshaded area of unshaded is equal to 19 minus 3, which is 16 units. Okay, in units, and then area of unshaded is equal to 40 centimeter. Okay, so from here, square, right? So that means 16 units is equal to 40 centimeter square. 1 unit is equal to 40 divided by 16. Wait, okay, 16, and this will give us 40 divided by 16, 2.5 centimeter square. Then last one will be for what's the area of the rectangle is 19 units. It's equal to 19 times 2.5, which is equal to, so multiply by 19, 47.5 centimeter square. 47.5, 40, yeah, correct, 5 centimeter square in this case over here. All right, so that's the answer. Let's move on to the next question. Question 5. The table shows the number of buttons in each box A, B, C, and D. There are more buttons in box A than in bag D. What? Why is he using the word bag? It's supposed to be box, right? But either way, that's fine. Box B has the greatest number of buttons. The total number of buttons in the 4 boxes is 580. What is the smallest possible number of buttons in box B? A bit of a paradox where it says smallest possible number but greatest number of buttons. Okay, so in this case over here, we know that A is 1, 2, 3, right? B, we don't know. Okay, C, we know is 1, 4, 6, and D, we don't know. Okay, so we know the total is also 580. We also know that box A is more than box D, right? So box A is more than box D. So box D is less than 1, 2, 3. Correct? Okay. And then box B has highest amount. All right. So from here, we can just say B plus D is equal to 580 minus 123 minus 146. All right. So 580 minus 123 minus 146. This will give us 311. Okay. So in this case, we want the smallest possible number of buttons in box B. If box B wants to be the biggest number but yet smallest also, so that means for if box B is the highest but smallest possible number, which means box D must be highest. Okay, so that means box C must be highest. So in this case, box D should be 1 to 2. Then from here, okay, then box B is equal to 311 minus 1 to 2. Okay, let's see. 311 minus 1 to 2. 311 minus 1 to 2. This is 189. 189. Okay, so yeah, so that's the answer. The answer should be 189. Okay, so yeah, one less number than 123. Okay, all right, let's move on. So boxes must be highest as possible but less than 123. Okay, let's move on to question 6. All right, the figure below is made out of 8 identical cubes of 2 centimeter cube. What's the volume of the solid? Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. Volume is equal to 8 times 2, which is 16 centimeter cube. So the answer to this is 16 centimeter cube. All right, next one, draw the top view or in the front view of the solid in the grids below. So you see the top view over here. Okay, so that means I'll just number 1. Okay, and then we have 2, and then we have 3. Okay, and then we have 4 over here. So 6, 6, 6, these 2 correct. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be 3 and then 4, just 1. So it'll be top view. Let me just draw the rectangle. So we have 1, make it shaded. Right, 1, 2, and then after that we have 1, 2, and then 3. So I see over here. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, what about the front view? So front view is this. I'm gonna put a different number. I mean a different color. So you have 1, then you have 2, then you have 3. Okay, we also have this also. We have 4 in this case. So let me just reverse it. 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and then 4 at the side. So it like this. Okay, so similar to this, but this time this is red, and then right over here. Okay, so that's it. Let's move on to the next question. Question number 7. So in the figure below, triangle DEF and triangle FGH are equilateral triangle. So I'm going to draw some lines. So that means this is equal, right? Okay. Now find EFH. So there's one more that I think they are missing, which is this whole thing, right? This is 209 degrees. So that means DFE. Okay. Whoops. right? So DFE, right? Oop, angle DFE is equal to 60 degrees, and GFH. So angle GFH is equal to also 60 degrees, because these are both equilateral triangle, right? So I'm gonna put here, right? And this is 60, right? And then we also can put 60 over here, saying that this, where's my pencil? This is 60 degrees. So that means for angle EFH, right? So angle EFH is equal to 360 minus 60 minus 60 minus 209. So let's use the calculator. 360 minus 60 minus 60 minus 209. This will give us 31 degrees, right? Easy, easy, easy. Right. Okay, let's move on to question number 8. So over here, Lily paid $114 for 6 similar tops and 3 similar pair of shorts. Hazel paid $92 for 3 similar tops and 4 similar pairs of shorts. How much did each top cost? Right, so we can use simultaneous equation, right, over here. So what we can do is we can say let tops be T, let shorts be S. So that means 6 tops plus 3 S is equal to dollars 114. Then 3 tops plus 4 shorts equal to dollars 92. Okay, so what we can do is we can multiply 2 with this, right? This thing. Okay, so in this case, I'll just put here lah. Okay, so multiply this equation by 2. So that means this is 6t plus 8s equal to what is this? 92 times 2, which is 184, right? Okay, so I'll just put here dollars 184. So from here we can minus, right? So 6t plus 8s over here, 60 plus 8s is equal to dollars 184, and then we just have a minus this 60 plus 3s. Okay, so we put a minus sign, right? I'm going to put here, and what would this give us? So this will then give us 5s equal to 184 minus 114. This will give us $70. Okay, so yeah, this is the whole equation. Let me see if I can do this. Right, 5s equal to $70. So that means 1s is equal to 1s equal to 70 divided by 5. It should give us $40. Right, so let's double check. 184 minus 114, so 92 multiplied by 2, and 70 divided by 5, $14. Okay, so now we know 1s is $14. So we know that 3t plus 4s is equal to 92, right? Okay, that means 3t is equal to, so plus 4 times 14 equal to 92. So let me see if I can move this so that's easier, right? Okay, over here. Okay, so 4 times 14, times 14. Actually, put 4s here, lah, right? 4s equal to 14 times 4 times 4. This will become 14 times 4, $56. Dollars 56. So that means this will be dollars 56, right? Or 56. So let's see if I can move this over here. So 3t is equal to 92 minus 56 equal to minus 56, $36. Dollars 36. So 1t is equal to 36, and then we divide it by 3. This will give us dollars 12. So the answer to this is $12. Phew, that's a lot. Okay. Okay, question 9. So Mr. Leo had 12.6 kilogram of flour. He kept one third of the flour and divided the remaining flour into 7 bags. What was the mass of the flour that Mr. Leo kept for himself? Okay, so flour kept for himself. Okay, it will be 12.6 times 1 out of 3. Okay, so you can use your calculator. So 12.6 multiplied by 1, and then you can divide by 3. And the answer is 4.2 kilograms. Okay, so that's the answer, 4.2 kilograms. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay, it says here, how much flour was there in each bag? Okay, so if I were to zoom out a bit, all right. So the remaining is equally divided into 7 bags. So that means remaining is equal to 12.6 minus 4.2. Okay, and this will give us 8.2 kilograms. So if I were to calculate 12.6 minus 4.2, okay, 8.4, sorry, 8.4 kilograms, and then we divide it by 7. So 7 bags, right, is equal to 8.4 kilograms, and then one bag is equal to 8.4, and then we divide it by 7, and this will give us 1.2 kilograms. Okay, so we can double check. So you divide by 7, this will give us 1.2. Okay, and that's it, 1.2 kilograms. Oops. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 10. So it says here ABCD is a rectangle. It is formed from 6 triangles as shown below. The area of the triangle ZYD, which is over here, is 2 centimeters. Find the area of the shaded part. Okay, so usually from here, if you see that there are like do this kind of triangles, right, where it's inside a rectangle. So if I were to show you a little bit more clearly, so for example like this, okay, so in essence any triangles with the base that is completely filled like this is always half of the rectangle. So in this case, finding area of all triangles with base as the same as what our height are, breadth times length, breadth slash length, and height the same as breadth or length, right? Yeah, same as breadth as length. Area of all triangles in a rectangle with base as the same as breadth and length and height same as is always half of rectangle area of rectangle. Okay, so this means that if you want to get these two what do you call this these two these two triangles, right? So area of, so I'm gonna write down A, right, and then B, in this case area of triangle. So so labeled triangle A and B. So area of triangle A and B is equal to half times 6 times 10. Okay, so if you want explanation of how you get the area of triangle, then you can go in my channel to see the explanation. Okay, but in this case, it's just half times 6 times 10. In this case over here, so that means this is 30 centimeter square. Oops, 30 centimeter square over here, like this. Okay, and then you also have C. I'm going to write C as well. This case, so we know the exact YD is 2 centimeter. So total shaded part area 2 is equal to 32 centimeter square. There you go. Okay, so the final answer is 32 centimeter square. Okay, there you go. Let's move on to the next question, question 11. So it says here in June, Mr. Chi saved 12% of his salary. In July, his monthly salary increased by $500 and he saved 10% of his new monthly salary. Given that Mr. Chi saves the same amount of money every month, find Mr. Chi's salary in July. Okay, so this is my method. If you have another method that gives you the correct answer, then you go for it. So for me, I will say let's 100 units be Mr. Chi salary, right? So in this case, it will be easier. All right. So June's what I call the savings is equal to 12%, right? So we just have 100 units times 12%. Okay. And this will give us, so I think if you know how to calculate this, it's pretty straightforward. You can use your calculator, but it's just 100 multiplied by 12%. It will give you 12, right? Basically like this. Okay. $12. 12 units. Okay. Sorry, not $12. Okay. Then for July saving, okay, so I'm just gonna copy this. Right. So July salary is equal to 100 units plus dollars 500. Okay. So then he saved 10%. So July saving is equal to 100 this whole new salary. So this will be in bracket multiply by 10%. Okay, so if I were to put this something like this, so if I were to add like this, so it's just July salary, okay, multiply by 10%. Okay, so always put like this. Okay, so 10%. So you, since it's in the bracket, you then just put 100 units times 10% plus dollars 500 times 10%. Okay, right? So when you multiply with those two brackets, you have to multiply everything inside it individually and then add it like this. Okay, so now with this 100 units will be 10 units plus $500 times 10%, which is $50. Okay, dollars 50. Okay, so if you want to double check, 500 multiplied by 10%, so this will be $50. Okay, so since right over here it says June saving is equal to July saving. That means we can say 12 units is equal to 10 units plus dollars 50, right? So in this case, we can just minus, right? 12 units minus 10 units equal to dollars 50. Then 2 units is equal to dollars 50. Then 1 unit is equal to 50, and then we divide it by 2, and this will give us dollars 25. Okay, then 100 units is equal to, so this is salary, 100 units is equal to 25 times 100, it will be $2,500. Okay, this will only make sense if this is Mr. Chi's salary, but in July he has an increase of $500. So July salary, you see, July salary is 100 units plus 500. So that means this is equal to 500, because we're looking for, in this case, salary in July. Okay, so always double check. So it's 2500 plus 500. This will become $3,000. There you go. So that's the answer, $3,000. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 12. So it says here, Mrs. Nashua had a bag of rice. Her family ate an equal amount of rice each week. After 6 weeks, she had 4/7 of the rice left. After another 5 weeks, she had 2.1 kg of rice left. How much rice was in the bag first? Okay, so from here we can say uh, 6 weeks rice left is equal to 4/7. So that means the opposite is rice left means rice ate, right? Is 1 minus 4/7, and this is 3/7. Okay, so we want to know also 1 week rice ate, right? So basically, what we can do is 3/7, and then we divide it by 6. Okay, from 6 to 1 is divided by 6. So it's the same as 3/7. Okay, multiply by 1/6. Okay, and this will give us equal to 3 out of 42, right? 7 times 6 is 42. So 7 multiplied by 6, 42. Okay, so usually what I like to do is convert fractions to units. So that means total rice unit is equal to 42. And then 1 week rice, 1 week of rice 8, rice 8 in units is equal to 3, right? 42 units and 3 units. Okay, so from here we can in a way solve this, right? So after another 5 weeks, she had 2.1 kg. So it says here after 6 weeks, right? It's basically 6 times 3, right? Equal to 18 units. Okay, after another 5 weeks means, right, 6 plus 5, which is equal to 11 weeks. All right, so that means after 11 weeks, it's equal to 11 times 3, okay, which is basically 33 units in this case over here. So this is what after 11 weeks of rice 8 in units is 33. So 11 weeks of rice 18 units. Okay, that means what is left? What is left? 11 weeks of rice left in units is equal to 42, and then we do minus 33, because total is 42, right? And this will give us 9 units. Okay, and then we also know that she had 2.1 kg, so 11 weeks of rice left is 2.1. Okay, 2.1 kg. So that means 9 units equal to 2.1 kg. So 1 unit is equal to 2.1, and then we divide it by 9. Okay, so let's do that. 2.1 divided by 9. Okay, let's put it as a bracket. That's what you see over here. Okay, so easier. Okay, then from here, what we can do is we can do the total units, because we're looking for how much rice our bag is at first, which is 42 units is equal to 2.1 divided by 9. Okay, right, divide. I just do this whole thing, and then times 42, right? 2.1, okay, times 42. Wait, let me cancel everything first. Oops. Cancel everything. So 2.1, okay, divided by 9, and then multiply by 42. Okay, this will give us 9.8 kg. Okay, there you go. That's the answer. Okay, this is answer 3. So total rice unit is 42 units. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question number 13. So in the figure below, ABCD is a rectangle. So ABCD is a rectangle, and FDE is a straight line. That's what you see over here. So I'm going to highlight this as a straight line. Okay, so now CDE is an isosceles triangle. So I'm going to put here CDE is an isosceles triangle, right? Make this into a different color where CD is equal to CE. Okay, so find BCE. B, C, and E. Okay, so in this case, we know that this is a right angle right over here. So I'm going to highlight this as a right angle. In this case, I'm going to rotate this like this. Okay, so I think from here, you roughly know how you can solve this. Okay, so first let's get ADF. Okay, so angle ADF is equal to 180 minus 89 minus 27. Okay, so 180 minus 89 minus 27. This will become 64 degrees. Okay, so now we know that this is 64 degrees. Right, the next thing is we want to get the next one, which is over here. Which is another one. So CDE, right? So angle CDE is equal to 180 minus 90 minus 64. Okay, let's see. 180 minus 90 minus 64. Okay, is not 54, 64. It should be 26. 6 degrees. Okay, so let's try the 180 minus 89 minus 27 is 64. 180 minus 90 minus 64 is equal to 26. Okay, so now we know that this over here is 26 degrees. So I see over here. Let me make it a little bit smaller. It's like this. So that means this is also 26. Okay, this one, right? So put here. So CED is 26. Okay, so CDE and CED is equal to CED, right? And this is also equal to 26 degrees. So I see over here. All right. So now what we can do is we can get this angle like, this angle is what you see over here. And also we know that this angle is a 90-degree angle. Okay, so this is also equal to this. Oops. Gonna move this thing right over here. Okay, so we can get BCE. So angle BCE is equal to 90 plus. Okay, so we want to get DCE, right, or ECD. So DCE is equal to 180 minus 26 minus 26. All right, 180 minus 26 minus 26. Okay, this is 128 degrees. 128 degrees. Okay, so then now we know this is 128. I'm gonna put here so we can know what BCE, right? Over here. So then now it's 90 plus 128, which is equal to 18 degrees. That's it. So that's the answer. The answer is 218 degrees. All right. So no equal sign. Just have the 218 degrees over here. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 14. So, a group of children took part in a survey on their favorite color. Three-fifths of them like green, and one-third of the remainder, an additional 16 children like blue, and the remaining 28 children like red. How many more children like green and then blue? So, I want to find the difference between green and blue. Okay, but first, this is basically a remainder concept. So I'm going to use the branching method. All right. Okay, so for this, we're going to draw the whole thing. Okay, so we have a group of children. So children, and then we're going to draw some arrows over here as well. Okay, so first the arrow is pointing out to three-fifths of them like green. So we're going to write here 3 out of 5. This is green. Okay, and then let's move it over here, right? 3 5 is green. So we also have the remainder as well. Okay, so we're gonna draw another arrow. Okay, so we also can find the remainder. Okay, so what's the remainder? Is equal to 1 minus 3 out of 5. This will give you 2 out of 5. Okay, so right here, 2 out of 5 is the remainder. Okay, so in this case, one third of the remainder, an additional 16 children like blue, and the remaining 28 children like red. So over here, we're going to split them up again, right? So this time it is one third of the remainder plus 16 children like blue, right? So in this case, and then the rest is 28 children like red. Okay, so 28 children like red over here. Okay, so now from here, can we solve it? Yeah, we can. So we don't know the red fraction, so red fraction from remainder, okay, is equal to basically 1 over 1 minus bracket 1 over 3 plus 16. Okay, and this is basically equal to 1 minus 1 third minus 16, and this will give us 2 thirds minus 16. So that means rate fraction from remainder is 2 thirds out of 16. Okay, so this also means 2 third minus 16 is equal to 28 children, right? So 2 third of remainder minus 16 is 28. So 2 third of remainder is equal to 28 plus 16. This will give us, let's use our calculation, 44. 28 plus 16. This will give us 44. Great. Okay. Right. Then what we can do is we can find the whole remainder. So one third of remainder, okay, is equal to 44. So we want to see green and blue. Green and blue. Okay, okay. So I will say blue first. Okay, but 44 is equal to divide by 2, right? Equal to 22. So blue is equal to, I'm going to put like this. Blue is one third plus 16. So one third of remainder, like this, plus 16 is equal to 22 plus 16. That means this is 48. Okay, so we know what is blue. And then do we know green? Not yet. Okay, so 3 or 3 remainder is equal to 22 times 3. This will gives you 66. Okay, so we know that the whole remainder is 66. So now we know that the 2/5 of the total, so I'm gonna move it here, right? 2/5 of total children is equal to 66. Okay, right? So that means 1/5 of total children is equal to 66, and then divided by 2. This gives us 33. So green is equal to 3/5 of total children. Okay, great. So from here, oops, and okay, 3/5 of total children, which is basically 3 times 33. This will give us 99. Okay, so now what is children who, difference of green and blue is equal to 99 minus, so what's blue? Blue is 48. This should give us 47. 47. Okay, so that's the answer over here. Okay, so Oops, my bad. So this one should be 38 instead. So minus 38, this should be minus 150. My calculation is wrong as well. But 9 minus 8 is 1, and then this will be 61 in this case over here. Okay, so yep, double check your work. Minus 38. So use your calculator as well. 99 minus 38 is equal to 61. Okay, try not to use your mental calculation as much as possible. Okay, very good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 15. Okay, so a container has a square base with sides 24 centimeter each. Rajan fills 5/9 of the container with water. Another 6.4 liters are needed to fill the container to the brim. What is the height of the container? Okay, so I'm going to draw this out. All right, so I'm going to say square base means length equal to breadth. So in this case over here, that means this is 24 centimeters and this is 24 centimeters. That's what you see over here. Okay, so I'm going to put this over here and then I'm going to draw the rest. All right, so it looks something like this. Okay, so we don't know what's the volume of this water, but there's another hint over here. Another 6.4 liters of water is needed to fill the brim. So that means, okay, so from here, what I can say is, all right, let me zoom this out a bit. So 5/9 is, so filled is 5/9. Okay, and then remaining is equal to 1 minus 5 over 9. Okay, and in this case, they will give you 4 over 9, right? So remaining 4 over 9, which means 4 over 9 water is this one, 6.4 liters. Okay, water is equal to 6.4 liters. Okay, so 1 over 9 is equal to 1 over 9 water. Okay, is equal to, then we divide 6.4 divided by 4, and this will give us, all right, so 6.4 this will give us 1.6 liters, right? So now we know the total water that we need is 9 of 9. Okay, and this will be 9 times 1.6, right? Okay, so multiply by 9, this will give us 14.4 liters. Okay, right now 9. So in a way, we need get 9 out of 9 full water to get full height. Okay, so we know that is the full water of the container. So volume of container is equal to 14.4 liters. Okay, so volume is, so 14, so volume of container is equal to length times breadth times height. So that means 14.4 liters equal to length 24 times height, like this. Okay, so 24 cm. Okay, volume of container is, let me convert this to centimeter cube. So that means in this case, 14.4 times 1000 equal to, so 14.4 multiplied by 1000, 14,400 centimeter cube in this case over here. So with this will be here for A, this is equal to height. That means 24 times 24, 24 times 24, this will be 576. Okay, so 14400 is equal to 576, then times height. So okay, correct. So that means height is equal to 14400 divided by 576. Let's see what's the answer. 1440 and divided by 576. This will give us 2.5. What is this? Centimeters over here. So 144 divided by 2. Wait, let me double check. I missed out another zero. Okay, 14400 divided by 576. All right, 25 centimeters. Okay, so the height is 25 centimeters. Almost a cube, right? Because the base is 24 centimeters. All right, let's move on to the next question. Question 16. The figure below is made out of 7 identical triangles. Okay, so the length of each rectangle is 9 meters. Find the parameter of the figure over here. Okay, so we have length and breadth. So 9 meters. Okay, we have our length over here. Length. And then we also have our breadth. Right? Breadth. Breadth. Okay. That means this thing over here, since it's identical, this is also the length, right? I'm gonna write here length, length, and then this is also the breadth, right? Over here as well. Okay, breadth. So the breadth over here is 3 times. Right? 1, 2, and 3. And this means this is also the length. Okay, that's what I say over here. Right, I'm gonna put here. That means this is 9 meters as well. I'm gonna put here 9 meters. Okay, can you see the to solve this, right? So one, let me zoom in a bit. One length is equal to 9 meters. Okay, two lengths is equal to 9. 2 times 9 is equal to 18 meters. So 3 breadth is equal to 2 lengths. Okay, which is equal to 18 meters. So one breadth is equal to 18 divided by 3. Okay, in this case is 6 meters. Okay, so I'm gonna put like this. 3 breadth is equal to 18 meters, right? All right, so now we know this. Okay, then we just calculate the parameter. So the parameter is both one length, one breadth, and then so wait one breadth like this. Okay, so this is a length figure. I was figure length is equal to these two, right? So 2 times 9, we have 18 meters. Okay, figure breadth, right? Okay, in this case, so I'm gonna, add in like this, right? So this whole thing is the figure length, and then we have this whole thing as the figure breadth. Figure breadth. Okay, so figure length is 9, figure breadth is equal to 2 breadth and length. So 2 2 times breadth plus 1 length. Okay, in this case, which is equal to 2 breadth is 6 times 2. Wait, sorry. Yeah, correct. 6 times 2 plus 1 length is 9. So 12 plus 9 is equal to 21 meters. Okay, so then the parameter over here, parameter is equal to 18 times 2 plus 21 times 2. So parameter is basically length times 2 plus breadth times 2. Okay. And in this case, this will be, equal to 36. 36 plus 42, which means this is equal to 78 meters. There you go. So that's the answer. 78 meters. Okay, let's go to part B. Find the area of the figure. Anything pretty straightforward. So area of figure is equal to length times breadth, which is equal to figure length is 18, then breadth is 21. 18 times 21. Let's use the calculator. 378 meters square. There you go. So that's the answer. 378 meter square. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question number 17. So Chloe and Arthur have the same number of coins. Chloe has a number of 50-cent coins and 27 20-cent coins. Arthur has twice as many 20-cent coins as Chloe. Who has more money? How much more? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to draw some models. So we have Chloe, and then we also have Arthur as well. And we will start from the end where it says here Arthur has twice as many 20-cent coins as Chloe. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just gonna draw uh, some units over here. Okay, so we have 20-cent coins, right? 20 cent, and then we also have some 20 cents. So who has two times? Arthur. Arthur has two times many of 20 cents than Chloe in this case over here, right? So I'm gonna put it like this. Okay, so always something like this, right? So how many 20 cents coins do they have? So Chloe has a number of 50-cent coins and 20-cent coins. So Chloe has 27 times 20 cents. So that means Arthur has two times as what you call this? Two times as many also, right? Okay, like this and like this. Okay, we also know that both of them have the same number of coins. Okay, so in this case over here, we're gonna draw another block, but this time it will be on the same 50 cent. So this one will be 50 cents instead. So we don't know times 50-cent coins. And then same goes here as well, right? We don't know as well, right? We don't know times 50-cent coin as well. Okay, so from here, can we figure out some things to help us solve a little bit easier? So do you see this? 27 times 20 cents. So that means this over here is also 27 coins. Okay, so we can just put like this. And this is 27 coins, but it's not 20 cents. It is 50 cents. So from here, we kind of know what's the difference in terms of value. Because we know that means they have an equal amount of 50-cent coins, but equal amount of this and equal amount of this as well. So this is the difference. That's why it's over here. So the difference, so difference will be basically, so I'm going to draw this as the difference in red. So this over here is the difference. Okay, so difference. Oops, black. So this is the difference, right? Can make it a little bit smaller. Okay, so the difference is equal to right 27 times 50 cents, so 0.5, right? 0.5 minus 27 times 0.2. Okay, so then let's calculate it with our calculator. So 27 multiplied by 0.5, this will be $13.50 minus 2.7, 27 times 0.2, and this will give us 5.4. And the answer to this is 13.5 minus 5.4 dollars, 8.10 cents. There you go. So who has bigger? Obviously Chloe has the bigger one, so Chloe has more. And then how much more? $8.10 in this case over here. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question B. So given that Chloe has $33.40, how many 50-cent coins does Arthur have? Okay, so that means we just need to know this over here. Okay, so that means it's just literally just this whole thing. Okay, so if I were to just copy this, right, without this over here, let me just, okay, copy this and paste it over here below. Same thing. So if Chloe has $33.40, so dollars 33.40, so we can get this over here, right? So what we can do is Chloe 50 cents value is equal to 33.4 minus, so 27 times 5. I think we can get this as well. Same thing like this, right? All right, so like this, 50 cents. And then equal, oops, this is equal to the same thing over here. Okay, so 33.4 minus these two numbers. Okay, so let's do that. 33.4 minus 13.5 minus 5.4. This will give us dollars equal to dollars 15 point 4, right? Is it, or $14.50, sorry, $14.50. Okay, so then we know that this over here is dollars 14.50. So number of 50-cent coins is equal to 14.5, and then we divide by 0.5. Okay, 50 cents, right? So I'll just put 0 at the end, so it's easier to understand. Okay, so with this, divide by zero point 0.5, this will give us 29 coins, right? So in this case, Arthur over here has 29 coins as well. All right, so there you go. So you can just write 29 coins. All right, so that's it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want more of this kind of videos, subscribe down below and comment down what other things you want me to show next. See you in the next one. Bye bye.